Let's play. What's up, guys? Mars here with episode 34 of a Minecraft Let's Play series. It's Sunday. It's the weekend, or almost the end of the weekend. Last few days have been insane. I've gotten a lot done, not only in Minecraft, just in real life in general. Um, but let's first show off everything I've actually done. Actually, I wanted to mention one thing first. Extra Life. It's basically something that goes on every year. This year it's going on October 25th to October 26th. And you play video games to benefit Children's Miracle Network hospitals, basically playing for charity. You raise money by playing video games, and you donate that money to this hospital. The motto is play games to the kids. It's a great thing that you can do. Again, going on next weekend, I'm definitely considering doing it for my grad project to sort of eliminate any messy things with the PSA that I was going to do. I'll do this instead and play video games, raise money, and just be all around an awesome person. Because my grad project is violence in mass media, specifically violence video games, more specifically, why video games, why violent video games not cause violence to children, which obviously a lot of people have seen over the last few years. It doesn't cause it, honestly. I can argue about that for a good 10 minutes. More on that later, hopefully, if the video permits. But I want to get to what I've done. I finally made the renovations that I told you I was going to make. So let's start with going to the left. Alright. So you can see that I did this. I made this whole like, little wall thing. You remember this was just a little hole before. I might actually throw on a little layer. Just be like, hey, this is how it was before and after. And then I boxed off this little area. Some torches in there. If we go out, we see a nice little staircase. Got some birch trees going over here. That's why everything's made out of birch, because I just have so much birch wood. Some creeper explosions happened. That's why all that's there. There's a little mine under that, actually. And, yes, it's that. So we're going to go back in backwards so you guys don't see what's at the front. That's for later. Now we keep going. You see I put stairs inside as well to make navigation a lot easier. We got an indoor farm going on. So that's cool. And basically I've just domesticated this for my own uses. Is honestly all I've done. Um, it just took a nice little while. I feel very proud of it. So we got sugarcane going on. We got a few more trees growing out here. Got other trees. More trees. Little cave right there. We got a nice little staircase going down. We got some more stairs over there, leading to da 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 a nice glass wall going on, complete with two of the birch doors. So all of that was done, by me. And then of course we've got a little staircase going down into here. I actually forgot about that. That was of course all done by me. I was talking on Skype with a couple of friends a few nights ago. Again, Igentix, and then I think it's his Minecraft name. Another girl that me and him have known for a while. She's got a boyfriend and whatnot, so that's interesting situation. Interesting situation. There we go. A nice way to work out of that. That's all the stuff I have. As far as over here, and then finally you can see I have a little bed. So this place is now my spawn point for now. So there's my map. You can see I'll probably throw in a little arrow or something pointing out where my actual house is. You can see it. I'm gonna actually point my little character arrow towards it. So that's where that is. So what I'm thinking of doing is, as like a little trade route, I feel like this would be really cool to do. I could open up this river over here to the ocean and then have it as like a little trade route. Is that a bit of a stretch? Yeah, but it'd be really cool to do, and it'd be a really nice way to sort of show off human supremacy and whatnot. There's not really much human supremacy, but then you look, all I gotta do is cover this area. Like again, it's not that much. And water, it's an unlimited resource because you can just keep spawning water. Of course, make the little 2x2 square and just dump water in the right places, and you've got unlimited water. I'm gonna continue following this river here. I think this is where it goes all the way out to the ocean. And then I just take the ocean right back to my main base. That's essentially all I would do. And then you can see sugarcane just growing by the bunches over here. I also found a village at some point, which I think I'll be able to show off later. Here's another random little cave. Let's go in here, actually. See what's up, see what's going on. Apparently got a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's a ton of stuff. I have this creeper exploder right here. No one likes that. Oh, and then of course the sand collapses. Gonna bring in some light. Make this like a little secondary staircase of sorts. Little shortcut to getting in. You just fill in the sand right here. Fill that in. Fill that in. Fill that in. And there you go. Okay, so let's go back in because I actually do want to see where this goes. Oh wow, it's all blocked. Alright. I'll just put sandstone right there. Keep that covered. And we will continue. I don't actually know why I'm doing this, but whatever. Oh crap. There. I want to get rid of as much dirt as possible there. Hello! See? If I had not gotten rid of the dirt, I would not have spotted the iron. And again, just random stuff like that happens in Minecraft all the time. Let's see what else I want to talk about. Oh, I opened the newest Linux Voice. Let's see if it is Linux Voice. Yeah, Linux Voice magazine. Which is a magazine that my dad gets because he works with Linux a lot. So, you know, if you're interested in that, you should definitely get your hands on that little magazine. Oh, there's a looks like a squid died down here. So I'm assuming that comes from a lake of some sort. Or, you know, a river, whichever one you want. So I'm going to work my way over here because I did see coal. There you go. I love how this is turning into like a regular adventure. I like how that works. But no, Linux Voice. I read part of it last week. That was when I was talking about Minecraft stuff and other stuff. That was very descriptive, I know. Cleared everything up. But yeah, no, so basically what this is you can make... Let me see exactly what it says here in a second. I just gotta get up here first. Build an emergency beacon. You can just combine basic programming and have a beacon for an emergency. Like if stuff goes down, if stuff happens, you can then immediately, I guess, prepare for it. For lack of a better phrase, I just thought it was really cool. You know, as I find most things to be, I read about it, I kind of understand it, and then I pass it on to people who would understand it. It's kind of how I roll. There's more iron right there. Just give me a second. I can pull in. Maybe. Damn it. I like how long that took, and I was still a failure there. Bink. There we go. Okay. But I did sign back on to a game that I like to play called Rift again today, and that's how I sort of saw the extra life stuff. It is again happening next weekend, so if you want to go ahead and dive into that, that'd be great. I don't have a team yet per se, but I'm probably going to try to get one at least and try to do that for my grad project because that would be much better to do than make a PSA teaching parents how to better read ESRB ratings. I feel like if I showed how video games benefit the community as a whole, it'd be a lot better. Mainly because people don't think video games benefit the whole community. They think that gamers are just lonely people who don't have any feelings and empathy for the outside world, which is, you know, essentially not true. I mean, there are some gamers who feel like that, but not. You can't have that speak for the majority. Essentially, is sort of my point there. I'm gonna see if that works. I don't know exactly if this is gonna work, but yeah, no, it doesn't work at all. Okay, just gonna fill this in right here. Okay, let's get that out of there. Let's get that out of there. Let's get that out of there. Hey, it works. Okay, so that's how you get rid of water. You just delete the water block, and then you I can remove it somehow else. So now, get rid of this. Damn it. We get that iron block. And then we go down here. There. Okay. Let's skedaddle because I don't really want to. I don't want to spend my whole video in this random cave that I found. So yeah, that's what I'll try to be doing over the next few days. I'll try to expand this whole thing into the ocean. Hopefully I can get it done. I had a lot of time over the last few days to do it. So that's good. You know, throughout homework and stuff, I can still get it all done. And I'll need to dig this part out a few levels lower. Just simply because it's going to be annoying if I don't, honestly. But what I might do is dig out enough dirt to fill it all in, fill all the water in, and then redo the water. I think because I might have like an organized river type thing. It's going to be really weird. Humans have a weird effect on the world, in case you haven't noticed. They definitely do. Show this magazine over there. I like that the analytics voice is sitting right there as well. So what has happened the last few days? Well, we had a football game against one of our rival schools. We got our asses handed to us, essentially. So that's how that happened. But it was still a lot of fun. I always have fun at the game, simply because I go nuts. Every single time we're asked to play something. There's a lot of kids just stand there and just sort of play whatever they have to play. I dance around and I play, so it's a lot of fun. And then talking again with the all-amazing forensics teacher about random topics. We get on random tangents a lot. But Saturday was sort of the big fun day. We went to a marching band competition that was like, 2 hours away. So, it's a fair distance. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that far at all, honestly. But just knowing my band director now, I guess we can kind of expect that. But the next 2 weeks are going to be sort of the toughest. So we're just sort of getting ready for that. I think this week is going to be a lot more serious than other weeks. And of course, I can't skip next marching band competition for Extra Life. But I'm still going to find some way to be like participating in it, but not really participating in it. Because I would do it, honestly. If I wasn't doing anything that weekend, I would definitely do it. I did it last year, but I sort of forget what my account name was and whatnot. So there was that issue. And so if I had the information from last year, I would submit it to school and just be like, this is what I did. This is volunteer hours, benefiting other people. Because part of the grad project is we have to make a product, which would be the PSA, or we would have to do volunteer work. I obviously want to avoid the volunteer work. That's just me. There's not much you can do volunteering for video games. I just don't like volunteer work in general. I mean, of course, I haven't done a lot of it, so it's really not fair. I know a lot of people who have. I think in middle school there was one girl who did 130 something hours, and I just found that to be ridiculous. And again, she was a really popular person. She had like all these friends, and was one of the more attractive girls in middle school at that time. But she did still all of these hours, and it's crazy. I'm not trying to beat people down that do community service stuff. It's just not what I've spent a lot of my time doing. I'd rather spend my time making videos like this that actually entertain people. And I can make these videos while playing something that I enjoy playing, video games. So there's that. If I can entertain people like this, it's much better than... Can't put it in there, okay. It's much better than me sort of volunteering somewhere that's very random, We got some sugarcane. I'm wondering what I can do with this, actually. So yeah, this was just sort of more of an update video, like, hey, here's all the stuff that I've done. I know last video came out on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. Wednesday was a really easy day because we only had 2 blocks. That's not happening anymore. All that testing stuff is now done. So yeah, there's that. But I hope you guys have been having, an amazing week as I have. I felt really obsolete in the last few days because I've been realizing, how crazy other people have gotten and how much stuff they're doing and how much stuff I haven't done, I've sort of lived a life of playing video games. That's just sort of been my thing. I've been playing them since ever since I was 6.5, and ever since then, they've always had a big part. They've always been a big part of my life. So it's sort of hard, first of all, to imagine my life without it. Second of all, to imagine never playing them ever again. You know. Um, and it is sort of creepy to make that realization, but at the same time, gaming is kind of a lifestyle. Um, to certain people and certain companies, like Rooster Teeth, it definitely is. Like it's essentially what their company is. They are a gaming internet company essentially. Their company wouldn't exist without the video game Halo, for example. I mean, I ask people at school, hey, do you know what Rooster Teeth is? And they go, oh yeah, that's that one company that made that series out of Halo or something, some weird series. It wasn't really that funny. And it's like, oh yeah, Red vs. Blue, the first web series of all time, probably the web series that popularized the freaking phrase web series in the first place. Yeah, those guys. I get kind of defensive when people start insulting one of my favorite companies. It's just like, hey, you know, watch their stuff a little bit. Get to know them a little bit. Because I was watching one of their podcasts today, they were just telling a whole bunch of Las Vegas stories. And where my uncle's is from, has lived in Vegas for a long time. It's just a crazy, crazy place to be. People say New York City never sleeps. Las Vegas never stops. It's essentially how one of the guys on the podcast put it. That was Jack who put it like that. Jack loves Vegas. I think this game called Craps, whatever. Probably sounding like a complete idiot. Someone in Vegas right now is listening to this, just being like, "You idiot!" But yeah, no, that game, he's one of his favorite games because everyone works together to win. It's not really like an against thing. Um, but yeah, and it's sort of insane to think how much YouTube has had an influence on my life. And I walk around and I realize YouTube's not a big thing. Well, and sorry, I shouldn't say that. YouTube is a very big thing. YouTube hasn't had as big of an influence on a lot of people's lives as it has mine. Many people have lived their lives somewhat ignorant of everything that's happened on YouTube. It shocks me because a lot of my entertainment is from YouTube. Like I'll say, oh, who's Shay Carl? I'll say all of this stuff. Um, and it'll just be it'll be bizarre to think that other people have not had that same influence. Have not had that same like thing being influencing them, I should say. It's just bizarre. Just absolutely bizarre. Just planting all these saplings to get rid of them, essentially. Making more trees. I think I found birch trees a little while ago. Or sorry, when I was kind of wandering around. So now I'm just making them all grow in the desert because that makes sense. See? Oh yeah, and then that's where I found them. So yeah, that's my unlimited resource of trees. That's sort of that's how my house looks. It looks really random, honestly. I like that in the entire desert, it's in the one like dirt area. So it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Like this one. There we go. Okay, my dad just walked in for a second, so I had to pretend I wasn't doing anything. Because people are getting upset at each other. Drama. That's what high school is, by the way. All drama. It's amazing. I was talking with people. One person I haven't talked to in a while, actually. It was really nice to talk to her again. Some things change about people, some things don't change about people. It's very interesting. People become nicer, people become meaner, people become more manipulative. Not in her case, not manipulative. But yeah, it's really interesting to chart the differences. And then it's interesting to chart who people are becoming. So that whole thing too. But it was nice to sort of talk to that person again. Let's see. What else was there to mention? I'm trying to think. So a lot of stuff has happened. I don't know. Oh, Ebola. I couldn't finish the video without talking about that, right? So let's see. I think the last thing I heard was that a nurse was flying from Dallas to Atlanta, who had, who was believed, who was allegedly had it. Um, I heard from some random news source that there was a flight to Charlotte that had it, to like the city of Charlotte, North Carolina. So now Atlanta, Charlotte. I think Charlotte's the banking center for the state of North Carolina, and then Atlanta is like a big city in Georgia. So like the big cities of the South are already starting to get taken over by Ebola. The reason I'm saying that, do you remember the old Ricola commercials? Yeah, that's what I'm imitating. Ebola, no, that trouble place. Anyway, that's a terrible joke. Yeah, no, me and other people, every time someone gets sick or someone coughs, we just go Ebola. Like we make so many jokes about it, but it's still a terrifying disease. But at the same time, or I think people are calling it, I can't remember what they defined it as. Anyway, people are like, oh, I don't want to get this. I don't want to die. It's like there are still worse things than dying. You know, death is pretty nice compared to, say, you know, this is the example I gave my parents this morning. I was talking to them about it. Um, getting kidnapped, being kept alive within an inch of your life, and getting tortured all day and all night. So yeah, that whole thing. Definitely preferable, but again, that's an extreme example. But it's an extreme example to be used to show that I am correct. So yeah, that whole thing. But and there's sort of the heartless opinion that some people aren't meant to live, and it just gets into this whole thing about morals and empathy that is definitely too big of a topic to talk about for this video. Um, Also, people be wondering why I'm talking about that in Minecraft videos. People wonder why I talk about the things I do. Like people be like, "You're playing Minecraft. Stop talking about like, say, Ebola. How about that? Just stop talking about Ebola. Start talking about Minecraft. You guys can see what's going on. Like right now, mining cactuses. You guys can see that. Okay. I'd rather talk about stuff that that happened that I find interesting in the hopes that you might find it interesting. I hope that maybe I'll teach you something. Teach you something about the world because the world's a pretty big, scary, freaking place. Um, and because Minecraft, it's a fun game and all of that, but it's still not like preparing you for the real world. You know. And teachers always have this thing. Oh, gotta be prepared for the real world. You gotta be prepared for all this. And kids, you just roll their eyes. It's a fun world, say the least. I've run into backstabbing all the time. Backstabbing the real world is like a full-time job. People are so good at it. Eveny was a big example of a place where you get backstabbed a lot. It's probably one of the biggest examples because it would just happen all the time. People were very materialistic in that game. Now, I'm not trying to say that all my friends that play it are materialistic. I'm saying regular people that played it were very materialistic. They were like, they had their stuff, and that's all that mattered to them. My cactus farm is growing. Um, and that was that. And it is kind of scary to live in a world like that. That is essentially a zombie apocalypse world, by the way. Is when you just have your stuff, and that's all that matters to you. That's a scary world to live in. Because then again, that gets rid of human empathy and whatnot. Speaking of zombies, zombie apocalypse, new episode of The Walking Dead tonight. Hope you guys are excited for it. I personally have only watched like episode 6. I couldn't handle it. For me, it's a bit too scary. I don't do good with scary stuff. I wouldn't say The Walking Dead is the most scariest thing ever, but I would say that it can bring fear in a few bad people. Especially me. I remember one very specific scene. Rick is in a park. This is season 1, so if you guys haven't seen it by now, Rick's in a park. Obviously, no spoilers. He just sees this. I think it was a zombie that just like got its bottom cut off, like from the hips down, just like ripped off. It was just crawling around desperately. And when he approaches it, it just like sort of looks up weakly at him and just like very weakly reaches for him. Um, he just looks down and it really like with a really depressed look on his face, like, wow, this is what this is what this has done almost. And he just shoots it. and to sort of alleviate a bit suffering. But at the same time, that image stays in my head. Whenever someone mentions The Walking Dead, that's what pops up. I don't know why it hit me so hard, but then him waking up in the hospital. That's right at the beginning of the entire show. That's a very scary situation. Like that door he opened. Don't open dead inside, that whole thing. With like the hands coming out and like weakly reaching for the chains that was having the just keeping the door closed. That was creepy. So, you know. But again, it is a very fascinating topic, the zombie apocalypse. What you would do, where you would go. The thing is, you guys can have your plans. Everything's gonna go to hell though. Like, the second it happens, all your plans are gonna everybody's plan is gonna fall apart. That's what I expect. Because everything's gonna be a panic. Everyone's gonna be like, what in the world do we do? It's just gonna be insane. And it's insane to think that you're gonna be able to survive everything. Will you be able to survive everything? Probably not. It is nice to think that you will. I do get that. But you probably won't. It's hard to again be depressing. It's just like it's gotta be realistic, you know. My plan, of course, is the Walmart plan that everyone else has. But you got. I think one thing that I've sort of noticed, you gotta get away from society. You gotta get outside. You gotta get into the wilderness a little bit. Because you know, if you don't and you stick around society, people are just gonna shoot you. Like that's the thing now. So anyway, got more iron. You can see I've got a lot of iron. I got like 2 packs of iron. I might make a run to the base here, to like the main base. Like that little thing that I built out like a little tiny little city. That'll still be like my main base of operations. I'm just sort of trying to make like structured areas so I can continue expanding. Anyway, thank you guys for watching episode 34 of my Minecraft Let's Play series. I get to do this from this area again, only it looks a little different, to say the least. So, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. Let's stop.